The Delta variant is what it's called, and it's wreaking havoc upon America again. The number of hospitalizations are up above 150,000 per day. The number of deaths have crossed 1,600 per day. And the number of people fully inoculated or vaccinated, somewhere around 53% of Americans. And there's been a big push by Joe Biden, by the time Biden threatening to make sure that he gets everybody inoculated, that he told all federal workers, unless you get the jab, you won't have a job. He said, unless you get the jab, no job. No jab, no job. You work for the federal government, no jab, no job. Said Joe Biden, my time Biden. And they're pushing this. The schools have opened up and they're doing in-person learning. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. But I want to tell you this. Can I just talk to you today? Because I figure you and I, we can talk. The truth about COVID-19 today and yesterday. First of all, let's start where we can get started. The origin of COVID-19 is neither China nor America in that regard. The origin of COVID-19 comes off the lips of Jesus when he spoke of the tribulation in Matthew's Gospel chapter 24. Now, you don't have to believe that. You're listening. I'm going to say some other things that you can believe, but you don't have to believe that the origin of COVID-19 is from Jesus. Okay? We're still, hang in there. Don't leave. Say, well, Pastor, I just don't agree with that. Good. You don't have to agree. But you do agree on the tribulation, right? You don't contradict Jesus, that Jesus said there shall be pestilence and famines and diseases all over the place as he gets ready to annihilate creation. So, all right, okay. Now, so I believe, can I tell you personally what I believe? And you don't have to believe what I believe about COVID-19, that it got started in America. I believe it got started right here in Harlem at this germ warfare center over yonder on the west side of Harlem, on Broadway and 125th Street of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, that's owned by Columbia University. They built it several years ago. I believe it got started. Now, that doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be true. I just believe. I'm not spreading misinformation. I just believe it. And I believe also this, that a large number of American reporters and the government, American administrators, the Biden administration, the Trump administration, a bunch of others, find it, I suppose, profitable to say that it came from China, some wet market over in Wuhan. I don't know nothing about Wuhan. I don't know nothing about their wet market or their monkeys or their bats. But that's what they say got started. But I can tell you this much I think we all agree on is true. And that is that China right now is succeeding America in global economics, global infrastructure development, global technology. That China is surpassing and succeeding America and is looking to take the throne of the world's global and economic power. And America is really at an economic, if you will, contest or war, if you like with China. So it would behoove them to blame China for this thing. You don't have to believe that either. Here, let me just put it to you. Okay, can I talk to you? I figure you and I, we've known one another for quite some time. I just want to share a couple of things with you. First of all, there's some things I don't believe what they're saying about COVID-19. But let me be clear: COVID-19 is a real mamma jamma. COVID-19 is real. COVID-19 is more real than cancer. COVID-19 is real. All right, and I believe it comes from the tribulation. All right, so let's get started there. But here's some things I don't believe. Right, I don't believe the assassination of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, president back in 1963, 63. I don't believe that Lee Harvey Oswald killed him, or that he acted alone. If he did act in any way with the death of the President John Kennedy, I don't believe that. I know that's what they said. That's what they've reported. That's what the media said. I don't believe them. All right. I don't believe that the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the civil rights leader, I do not believe that James Earl Ray assassinated him. I don't believe it. If I'm not mistaken, I think Coretta Scott King, the wife of the late slain civil rights leader, before she died, stated that she didn't believe that James L. Ray was the assassin of her husband either. I don't believe that. Now, I know the world has said it. I know American government has said it. The CIA and everybody who's responsible said that James L. Ray did it. They put him in jail. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe that 9/11 and the towers that came down there in the Wall Street area, Lower Manhattan Tower, North Tower, South, 100 towers, 100 stories high, twin towers, back on September 11, 2001, were brought down by Muslims planning the plot to do so in Afghanistan, led by one Osama bin Laden. My friends, I know that's what the reports have said. I just don't believe it. And can I have the liberty to not believe? I'm not telling you, you don't have to believe. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you, I don't believe that. All right? I don't believe that Saddam Hussein, who, the dictator of Iraq, had nuclear weapons or was even trying to get nuclear weapons. He was accused by Colin Powell and George Bush and Condoleezza Rice and a bunch of others. He was accused, that Dick Cheney boy, that he had nuclear weapons. He did not. I don't believe he did. And none were ever found, by the way. They ransacked Iraq looking for nuclear weapons and found none. I don't believe. Listen, I don't believe Saddam Hussein had nukes. Here's one other thing. This one will kill you. This one will sure enough get you. You might have been able to go along with all the other things I said. I don't believe that Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama, was born in Hawaii. I don't believe it. In fact, I know I can show you documented grandma proof. I can show you midwife proof. I can show you umbilical cord proof that the boy was born in Kenya. But, you know what the world says. And I don't believe Osama bin Laden has been killed by Obama. If he's dead, he wasn't killed by Obama. And I don't really think that Osama bin Laden is dead. He could be walking around here in New York Street. He could be down there on Wall Street working as a counselor. He could be working in the embassy. Heck, he could be working in the Biden administration, for crying out loud. He cut his beard, got a shave, and put on a Brooks Brothers suit and walking around here as an interpreter for the CIA. I just don't believe Osama bin Laden's dead. Now, I haven't said all that. Let me try to say to you that there are certain things about America that have said, that have been established, but I believe our government lies to us from time to time. Not all the time, not everybody, everything, and I don't think, by the way, listen, I'm not un-American. I love America. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. I love America, unlike Jeremiah Wright. No. Not God bless America, but God, America. No, I'm not there. Not me. I'm not Jeremiah Wright. I love America. I do. But I tell you this, that the COVID-19 joint is real. It's a killer. Ain't no doubt about it. And it comes from Jesus. And even Tribulation Trump believed COVID-19. And worked very hard to to develop a warp speed vaccination for after he got rid of he started using Clorox and bleach and hydroxychloroquine and all that other stuff he was talking about. Now they're using horse worm medicine down there in Mississippi. You believe that? But it's real. And Trump believed, your boy, Tribulation Trump, many of y'all, he ain't your boy, many of you, but most of you are, somebody that you are, he believes that it was the real. And he started, is this Trump boy that started to lie about the mask, that you don't need to wear one. And he also, at the same time, talking out of both sides of his mouth, said that he's developing warp speed vaccination and warp speed, while at the same time he's saying you don't have to wear a mask. So I think it's important that we recognize, it's kind of like Trump was all over the place in terms, and not just that, but, the boy contracted COVID-19. And according to his, I think his White House chief of staff, the boy almost died. They had to fly that boy over to the, Walter Reed Hospital. And they injected him with that monoclonal, whatever it is. Forgive me for not knowing, pronouncing the name of it. And the boy got up. He was over there at that Walter Reed Hospital. They thought the boy was going to kick the bucket. So it's real. You say, well, Pastor Man, it's just like the flu or the influenza. Okay. If you want to compare it to the common cold, you can compare it to the whooping cough. It's still real. And people are still dying. So, here's the deal. And I'm going to be through with y'all. I promise not to inflict myself upon you any further. The political wars that's going on in America are quite intense. And the Trump states or the red states, they're delusional. There's just no other way to put it. There's no way to be nice about it. These people are zooey. They don't wear a mask. Disease is not a disease. Listen, man. Listen. What's happening here is that you've got a bunch of delusional people who are thinking they're going to lose. And by the way, I'm not for Biden, definitely not for him or his crowd. Let's be straight about what we can be straight about. I ain't for these people that Biden's for. But there's a fear of losing political control in America that's happening with the red states and the blue states, or and people, they're fighting this with the fear. It's almost like saying, we're in battle. You can wear a mask, and we won't wear a mask. We see who's going to die the faster, the sooner, the quicker. We won't wear a mask, and God will protect us, which is, I guess they never heard, tempt not the Lord thy God, but I guess that, we don't have to wear a mask, the Lord's going to take care of us. The thing I feel about these people is that we don't have to wear a mask, and the Lord will take care of us. They told me, Manning, why you wearing that face diaper, and why you wearing that mask? And because I wear the mask. I love the mask, quite frankly. Why you wearing it? The Lord, trust the Lord to take care of you. But that same person got locks on their front door. They got locks on their windows. They got a security system all around their house. They got locks on their automobiles, right? They got a safe deposit box for their precious stuff. They got special caps on their medicine so the children can't get in it, right? They got all these locks everywhere. They got locks on their desk drawers, right? They don't trust God to protect their house. They don't trust God. They got insurance policies. They do. And they don't trust God to take care of them, to take care of their house, to take care of their car, to secure. They don't trust God. But they say when I come to COVID-19, trust God. What a bunch of hypocrites. What a bunch of show enough stomped down in the Georgia woods. Hypocrites. I mean, you ever seen anything like that, folks? Don't lock your, if you think, don't even lock your door. Don't stop at a stoplight, man, when you're driving your car. The Lord gonna take care of you. Anyway, so they won't wear a mask. We ain't wearing no mask. Don't want our children wearing no mask. I think that's child abuse, but then that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think to wear a mask is quite sacred and honorable, quite frankly. And I don't have on one now because I'm in a room now, and pretty much there's only two other people in the room with me, and they all got on masks. Here I am talking to you. As soon as I get out of this, I'm going to put on a mask. Everywhere I go, I got one. But see, to not wear a mask it's just insanity. It just is. Because if you think it's just a common cold, let me tell you something. When people sneeze, right? Let's say before COVID-19 came along and y'all red state, blue state fighting one another, scared who's going to lose political control, think that, all of a sudden that the Japheth man is going to be going to extinct because the Democrats and the Hamites are going to run America along with the Latinos. And so you got to fight for dear life. I think we've been convinced all the Latinos, the black people, and the Japheth LGBTQ people to not wear masks and they all die. Then they can take over America again. I think that's what they're thinking. At least I believe. I don't know. Anyway, but just not wear a mask is simply insanity. It just is. There's no way. You know what I think. I tell you what I think. You ever see these Hamite boys? These young Hamite boys. You call them black, right? African American Negro. You ever see them walking down the street with their pants down below their butts? right? They got their pants down. You can see their butt, see their dirty underwear. They're walking and they're walking widely because they're trying to keep their pants up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fashion. It's a trend. And you see, and the girls look at, and when I see these people who don't wear a mask, because you're supposed to pull your pants up so come back and see your butt. Nobody will smell your butt, man. Look at your butt. All right? Pull your pants up, man. I see these people who don't wear a mask. I think about the people who don't pull their pants up above their butt. Put your mask on, put it up above your mouth, put it up above the nose, and all you Hamite, you black boys, you whoever you are, you pull your pants up above your butt, and all you white people put on a damn mask. Anyway, I'm James Zabin Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. I want to ask you to come up close for just 1 second. And I want to talk to 3-year and older veterans of the Trust in the Lord Hour, the Open Rewards Prayer Meeting, the Manna Report, and the Pulpit of Power, those 4 ministries that we do every week, producing at least 20 different ministries or sermons every week. If you are a 3-year or older veteran, by old I mean 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 12 years, older veteran, of any of these ministries that we do on a daily basis every week, and you are not a supporter, you've not joined with the ministry to give to pledge your support and your alignment with what we've been teaching. My question is why? You've had 3 years to observe us. You've had 3 years to listen to us on a daily basis, all weekend, all day long, any hour of the day. We're broadcasting. You've had 3 years to watch our various successes. You've 3 years to watch our ups and downs. You've had 3 years to listen to the tenor or the consistency of what we have said, whether we are consistent or whether we're all over the chart in what we do and what we believe. You've had 3 years to watch people around us who have made the commitment to join with our ministry in church and to financially support it. And by the way, I want to give another shout out to Brother Jesse Munoz out there in San Bernardino, along with Goldfinger, who is just extraordinary giver, and others that do extraordinary giving to our ministry. My question is to you, if you are a 3-year veteran or older, why haven't you joined? Why haven't you committed? And I suppose some of the reasons would say, well, Pastor Man, I belong to another church. And why? How could you, after 3 years of hearing me teach about the Sabbath, about righteousness, about the tribulation, and listen to me faithfully as you do, and still go sit up in another pastor's face? How could you be? It's like a woman sleeping with 2 men. You know, one she likes during the week and the other she likes on the weekend. It's hypocritical. How could you do that? I mean, let's say you started 3 months ago. I can understand. Well, it may take you some time to evaluate. It may take you some time to look at me, to discover, who I am. You say, well, Pastor, that's not that. I don't belong to another church or ministry. I'm with you. But there's some things you say I like, and there's some things you say I don't like. Why? Why is it that you've made a decision that there's some things that you don't like are stronger than the things that you do like? I am not a psychiatrist, but I am an analyst. And I have to tell you, I analyze the world, understanding. The understanding and wisdom tells me this, that if there are things that a person such as myself that I am saying, there is no room to disagree with what I am saying unless your purpose is to find something to disagree with. Let's say, for instance, you say, well, I like the fact that you talk about Obama, but I don't like the fact that you talk about Trump. Let's say, for instance, you're one of those, right? Well, the purpose, it isn't that you just like what I say about Obama, but don't like what I say about Trump. What it is that you are looking for a reason to support Trump. It isn't that you don't like it. It's just that you don't like the fact that I'm saying something about him. It isn't that what I'm saying is wrong. Let me put it that way. It isn't what I'm saying is wrong or indifferent. You know it's right. But you've lived your life, or you've come up, or you've been raised with a doctrine that you can really live in a false reality. That's where you are. You've been raised in a doctrine that you can live in a false reality. That is to say, you can like the truth about Obama, but you don't like the truth about Trump. And it's the same truth. It's the same truth. There's no difference. But because you have been indoctrinated to live in a false reality, you are really a person who needs psychological debriefing. But trust me, there are zillions of people around the world who live that way. There are people who know what I'm saying about Trump or Obama is right. They know it, but they choose to ignore it based on the fact that they find a reality that isn't true, and they've settled in there. Say, that's one of the reasons why I've not made a commitment, because, I don't like the fact, I wish you would support what I support. But the truth of the matter is, then why do you come? You've given 3 years or more of your life to listen to me? 3 years of your life to listen to me? And you're not tired of listening to me yet? And you've given 3 years of your life, and over the past 3 years, your life has been greatly upgraded. You've learned, you've been educated, you've been enlightened. And let me say this to you. If you make the commitment, say, well, Pastor, I'm joining with you, and I'm going to support, I'm going to do the tithe and offering, I'm going to do the first fruit, I'm going to keep the Sabbath, your life is going to soar. Now listen to me very carefully. Now I'm not going to leave you alone after this. Listen to me very carefully. You come as often as you come over the past 3 years because you're being helped. You're being educated. You're being enlightened. Right? Right. But the thing that you like, whether you say, well, I like what you say about Obama, but I don't like what you say about Trump. You do the same thing with the Word of God, such as you like the things I say, the teachings that I say, the way I explain the Bible, the way I break it all down and make it clear. But when it comes to things like money or tithing and offering or the Sabbath, well, that is also true, but because of your false reality, because you really need a psychological debriefing, because of your false reality, you choose not to believe the tithe or the first fruit or the Sabbath. Now, it isn't that it isn't true. It's as true as all the other things I've said. But you live in a false reality where you try to ignore the truth about the tithe, and so you don't do it. But everything else I say is good to go. Everything I ever say is good to go, good enough to share with your friends. It makes you laugh. It educates you. It enlightens you. But the tithe, well, and the full commitment to the ministry, well, the first fruit offerings, well, the Sabbath, that's all true as well. But you have chosen, and you've been raised and indoctrinated to have a dual reality, which is dangerous. Jesus said this, and I'll leave you. He said, I would rather you be the hot or cold, but not lukewarm. You're lukewarm. You have a dual reality. He said, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out of my mouth. I would rather you be completely stomped down against Pastor Manny, trying to take him down. Be fully against him. Be against him with all of your strength. Or be fully for him with all of your strength. But don't be in the middle, somewhere lukewarm. You're better than to be spit out of the mouth of Jesus if you're lukewarm. So what's it going to be? You're going to make the commitment and grow and be even better blessed, or you're going to continue to walk in the lukewarm spit of the mouth of the Savior. I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant.